Welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. I'm Subponicate Poster.
And I'm Lazyfire. Yay, I'm back.
Another guest today. Hooray for Lazyfire.
Yay, that's the only person who's ever been happy to see me.
And we're gonna finally get to some shit going on at Peak 15.
Peak 15 was one of those things where I didn't really know what to expect when you get there. And then it gave it away. It gave it away way too easily.
Yeah, it pretty much did.
Like, the second you see the first thing, and I know you're open spoilers on a lot of this stuff, but the first time you see one of them, it's just like, it tells you what it is. You're like, they've been talking about this forever. They're supposed to be gone.
Yeah, it's like, no, it wasn't mystery bug, it just says Rachni.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing that bugged me. Oh, hey, Geth.
Yep, and I brought Liara for plot reasons, and Tally for other important reasons. Like this.
Geth reasons. Yeah, the Geth destroyers, those things can really fuck your day.
Yeah,
Especially
they're pretty nasty.
ME2, they were goddamn terrifying in their appearances. But, yeah, this whole thing with the Geth and all the other stuff, this is really where I felt the game started to come into its own. Like, the first mission, and I know you can do these things in any order. As a matter of fact, you can completely screw Liara's storyline by going and doing this first.
Yeah.
But... yeah, the whole thing with this is, like, you get all the different stuff that happens in the game. You get all the little, like, details and the missions and talking and all this other stuff. And it all comes together really well. So this is where, like, it started hitting its stride for me.
If I were to guess, the matriarch...
And Novaria is just, if you do it all in one sitting, it is a really, really long mission. I think it's probably the longest one in the game.
Oh, I don't doubt that, actually. That makes... except for the Vermeer mission. Vermeer might be longer.
I think it's still shorter than this, just straight time-wise, because you have to fuck around. Well, you don't have to, but if you, kind of do everything in the actual offices and then come to here, it's a long, long slog.
Yeah, and, well, this one gets padded out with its Mako section.
Yeah, the Mako section, and also just, there's still a ton of side quests within the mission.
Yeah, and that was actually, at the time, kind of neat. You can blow up a fuel tank.
Just randomly blowing shit up, because it's fun!
Who's gonna stop me? The administrator?
Exactly.
Ha ha ha.
I'm a Spectre. And I knew I'm like, there's shit around here. Oh, here it is.
Gotta pick up your stuff.
And then I'm like, nope, that's not the Mako. The Mako's over here.
Somewhere. There it is, yeah. Are you gonna be using anything beyond... You have the polonium rounds right now, or the poison rounds?
I've got, I believe I've got Inferno rounds on my shotgun, and we've got... Everybody's kitted out a little bit different with stuff so we can mix it up. And this is a long and boring section, and so we're just going to speed this up a little bit because nothing really exciting happens.
Good move.
Well, it's 40 below and I don't give a fuck. Got a heater in my truck and I'm off to the rodeo. It's elemental left and elemental right. Come on, you fucking dummy, get your right step right. Get off stage, you goddamn goof, Piss me off, fucking jerk. You get on my nerves. Well, here comes Johnny with his pecker in his hand. He's a one-ball man and he's off to the rodeo. It's elemental left and elemental right. Come on, you fucking dummy, get your right step right. Get off stage, you goddamn goof, Piss me off, you fucking jerk. Get on my nerves. Well, it's 40 below and I ain't got a truck and I don't give a fuck cause I'm off to the rodeo. It's elemental left and elemental right. Come on, you fucking dummy, get your right step right. Get off stage, you goddamn goof, You piss me off, you fucking jerk. You get on my nerves. Well, here comes John. a one-ball man and he's off to the rodeo. It's elemental left and elemental right. Come on, you fucking dummy, get your right step right. Get off stage, you goddamn goof, you know. Piss me off, fucking jerk. Get on the nerves.
Alright, I hope you really enjoyed that.
Nope.
No, it
No.
wasn't very fun.
That
at all.
was just as painful as I remember it 10 years ago. No, it was 2007 this game came out. 2008, so not quite 10 years ago.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. We're at a point where this game looks really dated, plays really dated, unfortunately. But hey, good LP so far. So
And we saw some enemies on our radar,
yeah.
so that takes away the surprise of what might be waiting here for you.
Helmet just disappears. Love that.
Your scan range when you're in the Mako is a lot wider than when you're out. And that's why they show up, I think, and then you get out and they're gone, but they're still here.
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's always the thing that got me about the Mako. You could kind of cheese some of those sections by if you were about to go into like a normal fight by just looking through and seeing what was going on in the Mako and then getting ready for it. But hey, destroyers, you got this is like one of the harder fights in the area too.
It really is, yeah. You come in and there's that Juggy and then you've got some Krogan and on higher difficulties they're just a pain in the ass. But
oh god, the Krogan high difficulties. Here though, your shotgun seems to tear right through them. So
yeah, since
pretty
we're playing
nice.
on low setting.
Yeah.
User alert. All Peak 15
Popping 'em
facilities
pretty
have
good.
suffered a great
Well,
deal
no
of damage.
shit.
Biohazard materials
I
present
caused it,
throughout the
thanks.
facility. Virtual intelligence user interface offline.
We'll need to get
That's
the
a lie.
reactors back online.
Oh, so yeah, I forgot about this little segment of it where it was like, go do the thing so you can do the thing.
Yes, you have to do some useless side quests before you can
Yeah.
advance the
whatever.
plot, whatever you want to call it.
Omnigel after a point in this game is so like you're gonna have so many credits that you're just gonna dispose of all of the stuff you pick up.
Yeah,
in
and you
mission.
just omnigel everything. It's
Yeah.
just, you have 999 and 900 million credits or whatever, and you're just like,
They
what?
want to
Yeah,
keep their
that's
people
okay.
in as much as they want to keep others out.
That doesn't look like very good personnel management.
Yeah, HR would have a field day. This whole facility is just, it's a fun mission in terms of what it gives you and the enemies you're fighting and everything like that. But every time I play it, I'm like, this is like, why would you ever come here?
Yeah, it's terribly designed. It's a combination of that ugly brutalist architecture and pseudo high tech whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is, kind of. And there's elevators.
Oh yes, because that's how we disguise loading screens, and you have to take an elevator to an elevator to get to an elevator. It's like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the most Mass Effect series of things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Elevator to cover fight to elevator. Man, those Lyra and Tally just took that thing down. Like,
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do good work. A lot of people give, they're like, I never take Liara anywhere. She's terrible in combat. She really isn't. She will break everything.
Yeah, playing as an adept or whatever. I can't remember what class she technically is. Is it an adept?
She's just an adept.
But like playing as that is one of the most brutal things you can do in this game if you want to just break it over your knee.
Mm-hmm.
This place is in bad shape.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
run something like Sentinel, where you've got some biotics as well, so you can do the decrypting and things like that. Just run around with Liara and Rex and watch stuff just get fucked up. These little assholes are actually worse than the big ones because they're really fast, they're hard to hit, they poison you, and there's always a shitload of them.
Yeah, those guys I fucking hated like you wouldn't believe. But this was the whole thing where it's like, Rachni, hey Rachni, that was a moment for me where I was like, that's actually really cool, we get to fight Rachni. I thought they were just going to be like world building stuff. But then both characters, or all characters in the game are just like, yeah, Rachni wasn't appearing over their heads every time, so when someone tells you it's a Rachni, you freak out.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, I wonder what these things are, and the game's like, Rachni Soldier, and you're like, and they hear that fucking thing broke, and I was like, no, stop, what do you, fuck? It wouldn't be a BioWare game without some glitches.
Indeed. At least your characters will teleport to you when they're done being, glitched out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this really worked as a segment of the game. A lot better than certain things later on. But, yeah, it's, I don't know what you can say about it besides it's a really neat, like, set of fights you get to go into in this whole area.
Yeah, combat heavy, and you can get a lot of gear and stuff from it, so it's...
Oh, missed the wall there.
Brr, brr, and then you hear the noise, and you're like, ah! Oh, they came out the floor. That's kind of a reoccurring thing, too. Sort of the aliens where they pop out of the vents.
Yeah, they're in the walls. Yeah, that is actually kind of the neat thing about them, is that they will just appear behind you and fuck your day. They don't really care that much.
Yeah, you listen for that bending metal sound, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, the first time I played the game, they surprised me with that. I didn't really think they were going to do that, and then I heard the sound, and I thought that was like an environmental effect.
Yeah, oh, well, things are shifting, and it's all broken down. It's like, nope, you're about to get fucked.
It seems to be what the game does at times, where they'll just surprise the hell out of you with something. Which is not a bad thing. Oh, the workers.
Little assholes.
I remember this segment. Holy shit, I remember this segment perfectly now. How much of a fucking pain it was. It's 2 levels up in one video. What was that noise?
It's that now. That's just environmental creaking, crunching noises.
Virtual intelligence user interface.
There we go. Start
Oh
mirror.
God, not a manual boot.
That means I have to do a puzzle. Yeah, you knew it was going to be a puzzle the second they're like
God.
manual boot retired. Yeah.
Well, the first time you're just like, oh, okay, I'll probably have to go and fight some stuff. And we'll have a little cut here because I managed some inventory. Yeah,
Always
there
good
we go.
idea. It's always a good idea to manage your inventory at moments in this game, because you pick up so much
picks
stuff.
up so much shit.
It's just...
Let's see. Oh, 100 Omnigel, that sounds terrible. Let's attempt manual reactivation. That's probably what everybody says the first time. And then you're like, oh my god, it's fucking Towers of Hanoi.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking do it.
Fucking Towers of fucking Hanoi. I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. However, this interface is much better than the one in Descent, so it doesn't take me, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that was awful.
I think the first time I played it, I did this, and then every time after that, I specifically started just grinding out materials so I could...
So you
get
could just
100
press the
off each
button? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things, too, where once... Because I actually I didn't know the rules to how you do Towers of Hanoi the first time I did this. It took me a while. And then I was like, oh, that's how you play it. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. They're a very common BioWare puzzle, so...
There
I'm sure
you
you're
go.
very used to it now.
Much faster than my last game where I had to do that shit.
And you get the James Bond
It
theme
looks like
kick
you're
for...
trying to restore this facility. Would
No.
you like help?
How do I shut this thing up?
Every time. There's no other answer.
To respond to the name Mirror.
Crap,
May
a
I
pop-up.
ask your name?
Sometimes this game just throws out stuff like that, and it's amazing.
It's funny as fuck.
One
Oh, yeah.
moment, please. Council authority confirmed.
Basically, every now and again, Shepard gets a really good line, or one of the things that pops up is a really awesome choice, and you feel justified in your purchase.
Like, yay.
Privileged access is only available to
Yeah, there's sometimes in the game where it's like you always take the Renegade option, even if you're the most Paragon of Paragons, because it's just the best feeling.
Yep. Definitely punching people.
Hitting people, yeah.
Shooting people.
Shooting people.
In Mass Effect 2, where there's the choice where someone's going on this fucking rant and you just fire on them. Like,
Yeah.
That was the best Renegade option. That game does Renegade stuff right.
One moment, please.
Holy hell.
Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure.
One of the things that bugs me about every one of the VIs in this fucking game is that they walk around and they twitch like a normal person does. Like, they very clearly just had the VI, like, effect go over a normal person they created.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have an additional system status query?
I do like at the end, though, where everything's blown to shit, and you go talk to Avina, and she's glitching out, like her head turns around backwards and stuff. And she's like, I'm experiencing technical difficulties.
Manual restart
Yeah,
required.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff with that.
Now exiting to the roof.
Whoa.
User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
No one uses landlines anyways these days.
I know, I was gonna say, the phone? No, they mean the train.
I never got that. I thought they were talking about someone cutting a cord somewhere. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
that's, well, I mean, that's what we, when we say landline, that's usually what we mean, but...
Now that I know it's a train, it's a whole thing. God.
Assholes.
This fight is, not bad, but it's one of those things where you're just, if you're not prepared for somehow...
Yeah, well, again, it's those little assholes that will fuck you up. You get,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's got toxic on now. You do have, and I probably should have slapped it on. There's a thing you can stick in your armor which gives you toxic resistance.
Yeah, and I feel
Shut
like
up!
the Rachni in general are not, they're not a huge threat, in my mind anyways. So you can kind of get away with not doing that. It's just that they're annoyingly persistent, let's say. If they get close to you, they can fuck your day.
Yeah, we got
Gotta go all the way
Learly in the
back down.
SmackDown with Singularity, so it's generally not a problem.
Singularity is probably the greatest single thing you can do with biotics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. That's great. I always push
Yeah,
the
and it
Singularity
just,
as fast as
like, a lot
possible.
of the stuff, it just gets more and more overpowered and fucked up as the games go on. By the time you hit 3, you pop one of those out, it sucks in everything for like 10 meters, and then you can biotic combo off of it because it's considered primed, so you just start throwing, and your throw has like a 1-second cooldown, so if you Singularity and then throw, you are just blowing everything up.
God, yeah. Fucking... The way the game works with the powers is kind of great. Get everyone in with Singularity and then hit them with a tech grenade for something or other.
Yeah, I mean, you can complain about, the pacing in 3 or plot holes in 3 or the ending or whatever, but man, they got the combat so right in that game. It is so much fun to play.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things that they fixed that in 2, and then they continued to work on it.
Yeah,
in
they
3 for
really,
some reason, so.
they expounded on it. 2, it's got some issues, like, as far as, and I went that way, and I'm like, oh, I need to do that yet. I got to go back here, and then I got all the way back, and then I was like, no, that was the right place to go. So just wandering around for a little bit, I was like, oh, that's locked down. Fuck. God damn it.
I was right in the first place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and 2, that you could only combo off a couple of things, and it was difficult to kind of get it to go. But in 3, everything combos off of everything else. It's either, like a tech combo or a biotic combo or whatever, but it's really easy to trigger, and it's fantastic. It's just explosions all the time. Such,
Yeah.
like, viscerally satisfying combat.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
So
it's
whatever
one
they
of
do,
those-
yeah, whatever they do in 4, it's like, as long as they keep the combat the same, it's gonna probably be a good time to play.
Yeah.
And I don't see why they would screw with it.
User alert.
Yeah, you say that,
in accordance
but
with
it's
emergency
BioWare.
containment
Not true.
procedures.
They fucked
Manual
with
restart
Dragon Age pretty
required.
hard. Then they fixed it in 3, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say the combat in Inquisition's pretty good. I don't know, the actual combat in 2 wasn't bad. It was the encounter design where they just spawn in.
Yeah.
And I like to do this, get over here and aggro stuff, except Tally's ass is in the way, and then pull him back to the door because the door acts as a choke point. It'll close.
Yeah, that was the way I actually did this entire segment. That's the only way I felt you could really do it on the higher
And
difficulties,
Tally's
especially.
still in the fucking way.
At least she's hitting stuff.
Yeah. Liara helps us out again with a throw or a lift or something.
Yeah.
User
It
alert.
was the
And then I just
they don't-
bonk right off the shelf.
Nice.
Manual restart required.
Anytime you can get away with one of those, just random
Throw
hits.
it right off. Oh, hello!
That's not one of those things you really want to walk into. You're doing okay, though.
I think I told him, to fucking hold still, you're getting in my way.
Cramping
And
my
a good way to
style.
fight this guy, because he's got rockets, and he can wreck your shit,
Just
is to,
stand
well, go around the other way, go up the stairs, and then do the same thing with the door on him.
I feel like I always tried to run around him or run past him, and never really works out as well as you think it would.
Yeah, that's one of those that it's kind of a good asshole thing by the game, because if you don't know, you're going to advance into that hallway because there's a guy down at the end, and you're going to be focusing on him, and then you get shot in the back of the head by a juggernaut with a fucking rocket.
Yeah.
Why am I dead? Oh.
I actually had a death of the boss fight in this area that triggered one of those great glitches in the game, and I couldn't understand how I died. But what it was I had stepped off of a platform somehow, and one of the things that hit me had pushed me off.
So it fall
It's-
damaged you to death or something?
It kept cycling me into the wall, and it just eventually killed me.
Gotta
so-
love those BioWare bugs.
I think it's like isn't that like a Unreal bug, really?
It could be.
Because I think I've seen that in other Unreal games, or shit like that. Well, I mean, it's a bug in games. But yeah, this is like, you finish this thing. You feel so good about that, because this room was a fucking nightmare. The opening room in the place was a nightmare. It's one of those moments where you're like, this is actually a pretty good combat section.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game does not design combat really well for the rest of the game. Which is kind of sad, because it's so combat heavy, but Mass Effect 1 had the weakest combat of all
Yeah,
three.
it's just got issues as far as the way that, especially with your weapons and things like that. And the interface is clunky, and I mean, in some ways it's more broken than the later games, because, as far as every power has its own individual cooldown instead of universal, so you can just spam shit over and over again. And if you've got, like with our Vanguard, you've got the power that resets all your cooldowns instantly, so you can really mess some things up. But
Yeah.
the weapon combat, I would say, is kind of as far as... Oh, look, another one.
Hello.
Suck it.
Pretty much. Wow.
And the physics. Gotta love the fucking physics. Oh, well, more
it's-
free shit.
More free stuff. That's all you really care about.
Really, that's all you're doing this for, is just the loot. Let's get us some loot.
Yeah. That is like one of the things I thought the game did really well. It was at least threw a bunch of stuff at you, so you're always looking for it. Even if you're going to pick up like 50 copies of the same weapon, you're still like, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, it's mostly the inventory management that's kind of garbage.
Yeah, it is. And like the
interface and stuff is
interface
shitty.
is horrible. It's just a scroll list, and even on PC, I think it's the exact same interface. And you have to do it with a mouse and keyboard, and you're just going, why the fuck would you ever
Could you
do this?
do this? Yeah. So, scrolling through your inventory of 300 identical weapons with slightly different stats is kind of like, blah.
Yeah, you just want to... You want
Rack night barbecue, anyone?
Woo! It's gonna be good eating.
Mm-hmm. It'll be like, they're just basically big crayfish anyway.
Yeah. Well, you can cook and eat bugs. It's not really anything wrong with that. Actually, they did an event near me that was just like a whole bug eating day.
Ew.
Yeah, apparently Cambodian water bugs or something like that are
He
amazing.
must have felt there was no hope of surviving.
So
That killing himself would be easy.
think about that. Maybe that's what they're like. You just open them up. It's
Just open
like,
them up and scoop out the stuff.
white meat inside there. It's gonna be great. Just go in, get some arachnite.
And then I'm like, what are you shooting? Oh, we had another pop-up in the
Yeah.
floor. But they took care of it. Good job, ladies.
Wow, that was worth a lot of money. $1,000 for that guy.
Assholes.
No money. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's any way to avoid getting hit by that bullshit.
Actually, if you have a pistol, it fires rapidly enough that you can usually take them out. And I could switch to that, but fuck it.
Yeah, it's like assault rifle was like my main weapon for any of this stuff, but well, if you're a soldier, that's the only one that can use the assault rifle, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you do New Game Plus, you can pick a thing.
You can pick a thing, yeah. And like I said, I usually go with a sniper rifle if it's not inherent on the class. Because they're broken.
They are broken as hell. Once you get the sniper rifles up to a decent level, you can just destroy everything that ever lived.
Departing Central
blow up the whole
Station.
goddamn universe.
Destination, Rift Station.
Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Play Mass Effect. I'm Subponicate Poster.
I'm Lazy Fire, and I'm leaving forever. Probably will be back maybe someday. I don't know.